Good morning. Welcome to Hobby Evolution, episode 1537. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. I'm tired, man. I was going to sleep in this morning, then I decided not to. I've got a lot of shipping to do. Want to get on here. Got to take Ernie to school. So maybe I'll take a nap this afternoon. But we did 4 shows this weekend, which is by the end of last night, I'm like, I'm tired. I'm tired of talking. How did I do this in radio like every day for 12 years? It's like, man, I'm exhausted from just talking and having to be excited and all that for 6 hours a day. So here we are. Plus Hobby Evolution, I guess. I had another hour to it. So it was a good weekend. eBay Live wasn't crazy. Like there weren't in my opinion, crazy prices, like crazy bidding wars. There were a few things that went a little higher than I thought they would, but for the most part, everything was right around. There was some stuff that went a little lower than what I paid, but obviously there's a lot of stuff that went a lot higher than what I paid. And overall, it was, I think I did more in sales. I did more in sales yesterday than what I was doing in a month selling on Buy It Now. So that's the power of live selling. I think my numbers are up 240% year over year. Volume is now up 21%. So all of my numbers still, now it's like, it was got to fight to get to that 40% year over year growth. Now it's like, how high can I get this? How high can I get this number year over year? So that number probably, well, not probably, as long as I keep doing eBay Live, will continue to go up. So had a couple good shows both Saturday and again yesterday and last night. Last night was a little tame at the beginning compared to other Sundays. Usually Sunday's like the biggest. And I don't think they're promoting Sunday singles anymore. It used to be Sunday singles, and it was a special carousel. And I don't think they're doing Sunday singles anymore. I don't even know what they're doing. They wanted me to do the Thursday like high end, and I'm like, that's just not what I do. But I don't know. So towards the end, it was starting to get. We were starting to get some bidding wars going. Like a 10 card Dan Marino lot ended up going for like $27, which is pretty wild. So they got weekend shoes, they got fashion, trading card games, breaks, sports trading cards, coins, comics, Labubu madness, toys, collectibles, everything else. Late night luxury, gem mint night. That's what they wanted me to do on Thursday. Premium slabs across all sports. Comic book Thursday, fashion Friday, Pokemon night, tour. Yeah, so it looks like Thursdays there's sports card. Looks like each category has their own night. So Thursdays are for sports cards with the emphasis on high-end stuff, which is also going to be my little vintage Thursday. This Thursday, I'm breaking a set of 1976 Topps football complete set. I'm going to break it down 100 singles, kind of like what we did last week on the 75 baseball set. 100 singles, and then the last auction will be everything else. I think it's 528 cards? So the last auction will be 428 cards, a partial set. Yes, the Walter Payton rookies going up for auction. We're going to start it at $1. We're going to start everything at $1. Thursday night, 1976 Topps football set break. It's not as high grade as the 75. The 75 was really nice condition. This one's, I'd say, lower to mid grade, the 76 football set. So that's going to be a fun one this coming Thursday. I'm going to take today off from live selling to ship, and then we'll be back at it. Tomorrow night, Tuesday. I think I'm going to go live Tuesday night. Give me more time to ship on Tuesday. Although I don't know if we'll see how much shipping I need to do. Let's go say hello to the chat. I don't have much to talk about today. All I did was sell on eBay Live yesterday. We had people over for dinner last night. I had to exit early. The notorious MIL and her friend, and then her friend from Florida came, and then our neighbors also came. And Rookie, the neighbor dog, came over and played with Ernie as well. So we had a full house. We had a full house last night. We had salmon and asparagus and the hell else? Oh, burrata, which was very good with my garden tomatoes. And then my mother-in-law brought back some cherry rhubarb pie from, I think, Sequist. It's a bakery in Door County. They had gone to Door County this past weekend. So love getting some Door County cherry rhubarb pie. I prefer strawberry rhubarb, but cherry rhubarb, it's good. I still like it. I grew up, a lot of people don't like rhubarb. No, I'm not going to go out in the backyard and eat a stick of rhubarb. But I did when I was a kid. My grandma grew rhubarb. I don't know if she grew it. It just might have grown in her backyard. But she would make rhubarb pie. So I think that's where my affinity for strawberry rhubarb pie came from. I'd never had cherry rhubarb until Door County. And it's good. I mean, it's a damn good pie. So I've got a slice of that still. Where are we at in the chat? Red Light, good morning. He's in the crane. What's happening? Happy Monday. Peter, what's going on? Mark is here. Good morning. We got Jody in the house. What's happening? Red Light says, me too. Got up at 4:30. See, not me. I think it was 7. Time is it now? It's 8:40. Yeah, because took Ernie out. It might have been 7:30. Peter says, I was happy to win one of the auctions over the weekend. Awesome. Thank you. Appreciate that. Mark says, I need to get on eBay Live high end. There you go. Can you set reserves on eBay Live? In a sense, yes. So, and I kind of did that last night. I ran the tall boys. They didn't do well. What was it? The Tom Van Ars. I think I ran the Tom Van Arsdale, and that sold, I think, for break even, what I paid for it. Well, I think I probably paid a little. I think that was part of a bulk deal that I got some money off. So maybe it sold for $2 more. And then the Oscar, I thought there was something else that sold for less. And I'm like, the Oscar Robertson ended up selling for more than what I paid, but not by bunch. I think I paid $35 for the Oscar Robertson. What was this? I don't have the sticker on it still, but I think the sticker was $35. So say I paid $30 or $32. And I think it went for like $46. So in that auction, I started the bidding at $20. It's like, if it only sells for $20, I'm okay. So that's a reserve, essentially. You just start the bid price higher. And that's kind of what eBay doesn't have reserves on their auctions anymore, but you just start the bidding higher. So that's what I did on, there's a couple, and I've done that in the past where it's a 91 Upper Deck high series box set. It's like, if this only sells for $1, I don't necessarily want to take a loss on this. I'll start it at $5 or $10 just to cover the shipping cost. So that's how basically a reserve works. Just raise the starting bid. Remember back in the day, eBay had reserves, and they also charged you based on the starting bid price. And that's why 99 cents has always been like the default starting bid price, because once you hit $1, you had to pay like 5 cents for an insertion fee, or an extra 5 cents or something. I can't remember what the price points were, but so that's why everybody started their stuff under $1, so they didn't get hit with that additional additional fee. And it was like $1 to $4.99 was say it was 5 cents for an insertion fee, and then it was 10, and everything had an insertion fee back in the day. And then you didn't get 250 free listings a month. And then $1 to $4.99 was, say 10 cents insertion fee. And then it was 20 cents insertion fee for $5 to $9.99. And it was 20 cents for $10 to $19.99, and so on and so forth. And back in the day, back in the Wild West days, what else was there in terms of, there was no internal messaging on eBay back then. You had to, once somebody, you knew the emails, and so you had to email Peter. Like I would email Peter. Here's Peter Steinberg at hotmail.com. Hi, Peter. Thank you for bidding on this auction. You owe $199 plus 85 cents shipping for this card. Please send a personal check or a money order to me at this address. And I think in the very early days, you could give feedback without even having a transaction. And you could poach buyers. You could go, say I've got the Oscar Robertson 1970 Topps Tall Boy. You could go to somebody else's auction or listing. Well, it was basically all auctions back then. You go to a 1970 Topps Oscar Robertson. You go down the list and say Peter won, but David and Mark had lower bids. They didn't win. You could get their emails, and you could email Mark and David and be like, hi, I saw that you missed out on this 1970 Topps Oscar Robertson. I'm going to be listing one tonight. And it was the Wild West. It was crazy. We're talking late 90s, early 2000s. Just craziness. Good old eBay back in the day. David's in the house. Good morning. Unicorn Cupcake is here. Illinois Tollway waits for the last day to post your tolls, then wants to charge you a fee if you don't pay within 14 days. Grr. Interesting. I did not know that. It used to be, I don't think they charge you I thought they waived the fee now. Because it used to be, it was $20. Maybe it's a smaller fee now, but it used to be if you missed a toll, it was $20 per missed toll. Plus, so if it was $1.95, you would get charged $21.95, and they send you, because believe me, I've had it before. And then I got one of they don't have transponders anymore. Now it's just a little plastic strip you put in your windshield. Pretty cool. I forget I have it sometimes. Like, oh shit, I got to pay that. Oh no, I've got that. I got to check my account, make sure I've got money in there. Did a lot of tollway driving this summer. Todd's in the house. Good morning. 608 Cody, what's going on? Hope your cards are staying dry. Yes. I did a little sweep of the basement yesterday since we got so much rain. Just make sure. It's probably the most rain we've had since moving into this house. So, but fortunately, the previous owner who built the house built it like an extra foot deep, I think, and then put like all kinds of drainage in it. Like it's when we had that crazy flood back in, what year was it? 2017, 2018. It was he I don't know if he got any water, but this whole strip, we're pretty high up here. But like as you go further, what direction is that? East. Like my mother-in-law lived 3 houses down, and half of her basement flooded. We spent half the night pulling water out, and then her neighbor, one house to the east, got they had like 6 feet of water in their basement because it's a much lower point. So knock on wood, dry basement. Chris says, good morning. What YouTubers do you recommend? Trying to find quality national recap videos. I haven't watched too many. Orlando, The Collector's Dream, is a good one. I guess it depends what you're looking for, because there's all kinds of different content. You could get we got this kaboom. You go to Jeff Wilson's channel, Sports Card Investor, and he's got the high end. We did all this. Although there is a good video with my buddy Justin from Rabbit Hole Auctions where they cracked a PSA graded pack of 1955 Bowman. Still had gum in it, and the gum looked absolutely disgusting. So I don't know if there's any really bargain box recaps. Like, I don't think there's too many YouTube videos that dove into like, here's a great dollar box. So I guess it kind of depends on what type of recaps you're looking for. I haven't watched too many, so hopefully others in the chat can help you out because I haven't watched any, so I don't really know. I would just Google or not Google. I would just type in search in YouTube and be like national 2025 national review or recap and see what comes up. Gem City, what's going on? Good morning. Rich says, hanging around, nothing to do but frown. Rainy days and Mondays always get me down. Yeah, it's not raining, but it's a gloomy day, which I'm okay with because I've got to hang out in the basement all day and do some shipping. But we did get a lot of rain this weekend. We needed rain. I don't know if we needed that much rain. Milwaukee had, as of like Saturday, had like 10 inches of rain. I'm not sure what they ended up with over the weekend, but Milwaukee got hit hard. There's some crazy videos. They had the state fair. They had to cancel the last day of the state fair. Some craziness. Rich says, as far as I'm concerned, you can always do carpenter's themes for your titles. And a good Morgan to you. Rhubarb pie is only acceptable use for it. Probably. Because it's pretty like bitter tart. We used to always put sugar. We would eat it raw. And then put sugar. I bet if you cooked it, it would be good. Because that's basically what it's just cooked with. Put a little sugar, cook it up, make a little cobbler or something. I don't know. Kevin, what's going on? Good morning. It was awesome to meet you face to face. I enjoyed picking through your storage unit. 8 hours and I barely scratched the surface. Kevin's back. Hopefully you had a good trip home. We hung out at the storage unit last week. And he was there 8 hours and barely scratched the surface. How about that? And I put some more stuff in there Friday. The Goodwill pallet it's looking like it's going to be a dud. And I don't know if I'll buy another one. Just based on what I'm pulling out. Now I'm going to fill up what they're going to be dime boxes. I'll be in Janesville this Saturday. Janesville Card Show, Holiday Inn Convention Center, just off the interstate in Janesville. I'm going to bring, that's what I need to work on this week. I'm going to bring a ton of boxes. 4 rows are going to be $25. Cards, if you want just random cards, are 10 cents each. I'm going to be blowing out bargain boxes just because I have an excess. Now, I'm not taking the time to sort, so some will be penny sleeved. Most will not be. There's going to be a mix. I'm taking some of my my old buy it now inventory. I'm going through. I'm cherry picking the stuff that I can put on eBay Live. Everything else, I'm stacking in boxes, and I'm going to be taking that. So some boxes will have a mix of baseball, football, basketball, a little bit of hockey, maybe some soccer. So you will want to check it out in Janesville this Saturday. Florida baseball card, dude, what's going on? Good morning. Stuke's in the house. Good morning. Gem City says, I foolishly bought a random spot in a 20-box blaster break and got J.J. McCarthy, 2 select parallels, optic hollow rated rookie, and purple shock, 2 select base. I did good. Yeah. Hey, speaking of J.J. McCarthy, so J.J. McCarthy was super hot on Saturday. This is the craziness of live selling. So J.J. McCarthy, Bo Nix, and Drake May were selling super high. They were selling for higher than Jaden Daniels and Caleb Williams on Saturday. Sunday, I'm like, well, everybody wants Drake May and Bo Nix. They're selling for I think one sold for $1. I think J.J. McCarthy sold for $1. I think Bo Nix sold for $2. I'm like, what? These were selling for $10 last night. Jaden Daniels, Caleb Williams, It was crazy. It was a complete role reversal from Saturday. Saturday to Sunday, completely different. Saturday, it was all about Drake May, J.J. McCarthy, and Bo Nix. Sunday, screw those guys. We want Caleb Williams and Jaden Daniels tonight. It was crazy. It was wild. Tom Coleman, what's going on? East Coast Tom in the house. Tom was a little surprised by the 88 Fleer. And I think the 88 Fleer kind of undersold my expectations at $5. I think earlier in the day I sold a 91 Fleer pack for $8. So yeah, and it's funny. I was talking to Steve from Sports Card Grading. We had a conversation yesterday morning, and it's just some of this, and some of it we were talking about packs, and it's crazy how it's almost like the junkier the pack, the higher margin it is. A 91 Fleer, like you can probably find packs of those for $0.25, and they're selling for $8. Now, my 1980 Topps pack, these I can put in my store for $75, and they'll sell in a day. That one sold for I think $45 or $48 last night. So it's just crazy, that delicate balance of what you sell, and that goes for regular cards as well. You know, some stuff will go for crazy amounts, and then the next card, it's like, how in the hell did this only sell for $1, but this sold for $12? There were some like Dan Marino. I had a green Mosaic Prism Dan Marino, like a 2023 Mosaic Dan Marino green Prism, sold for $13. I mean, that's something I would have put in my quarter box at a card show. So it's just crazy stuff like that you just never know. Low Rollers in the house. It's a day off from Skill Games. Boston Smoke is here. I'm losing my voice. Not surprising. I did a lot of live selling this weekend. What's up, Boston Smoke? Unicorn Cupcake says, day off, not good. He went to Target yesterday, did see one Pokemon card on the shelf, but I see a bunch of sports cards. No one buying sports cards. Nope, not for the last couple of years, not since COVID. Retail shelves have been full of sports cards since about 2022. What the fuck is BJ's Warehouse? I think it's like a Costco Sam's Club. Is it in the south or the east? Low Roller says, did you know BJ's Warehouse sells cards? Or maybe it's wet. I don't know. It's somewhere. It's not in the Midwest. Rich says that is true, and we all pushed each other's feedback so we would not have zeros. Yep. BJ's Warehouse is not affiliated with me. Rich says, and you could put a heart, I think it was, and send an email to everyone who bid on an item. Yeah. BJ sells sports cards and Pokemon. Gem City says, oh shit, tollways. I'm sure I hit Mini on the way to the National. There you go. If you don't have a little transponder, you're going to get hit with some fines. Max says, I just do the pay by plate the last couple of years and it auto charges me. Never had a problem. Oh, that's smart. I didn't even know that was an option. I drive to Illinois so often that it's like, I didn't even get one until I didn't sign up until, and my wife's always been on me, or I would use my wife had one because she lived in Chicago for a few years. And I'm just like, I'll just grab this. And sometimes it's like, I'll just go online and pay and then forget. So I finally got my own like a year ago. Waited long enough, I guess. Unicorn says, I added a payment method, same as last year, but want to delete it ASAP after payment. Don't really trust the website and state. Uh-oh, tinfoil hat. East Coast Tom says 3 inches of rain yesterday in Madison. Thankfully, my Slurpee cups are safe. Gem City says Victor did video recaps each day. That 70s card show. What's going on? Basements are luck of the draw. I've had a neighbor or two have issues. No issues for me in 25 years. I think, yeah, it's all how it's built. National content is you see one, you see them all. It's not groundbreaking content. That is true. It's kind of, and it's basically like opinions. It's basically like, oh, it was overpriced. Oh, I got a great deal. It was awesome seeing people. It is kind of all the same. Mark says, I spent a little bit of time with Justin talking vintage and auctions. Love it. You know, in the whole time, I didn't see you or Justin, but as Justin and I were texting back and forth, like I wasn't at the same tables. Like I wasn't in vintage. I would, Sometimes they would catch my eye if it had like pre-war. I'd be like, oh, that's cool. But I wasn't I think this was the first national I didn't buy a big Cubs card. Every other national I've been to, I bought at least one like big tobacco card or multiple tobacco cards, but not this year. I just bought all inventory. Now I bought some low dollar Cubs stuff out of the dollar boxes, but I spent less than $100 on PC stuff. It was all inventory. Unicorn says, fucking A. How do you pay rent and food? Chris says, avoiding the kaboomies and sick hits videos. I did a YouTube search for National Sports Collectors Convention, and YouTube algorithm pushed those up. Yep, absolutely. Tiger727, what's up? I drove through Milwaukee during the storm between 9 and 11. Horrible. I know they got a lot more rain after that. Oh, yeah. And it's crazy. Like, we didn't get even we got a fraction of that. Tom says we got 3 inches here. I know they got well over 10 inches. They had 10 inches as of like Saturday afternoon. I wonder what, let's chat GPT it. How much rain did Milwaukee receive this weekend? All right, chat GPT. Milwaukee, 14 and a half inches of rain this past weekend. The city overall, 14 and a half inches. Localized spots in the region reported totals between 7 and 11 inches. Wauwatosa received just over 7 inches. West Allis received over 10 inches. Milwaukee endured historic flooding with up to about 14.5 inches of rain in parts of the metro. Even the airport, often referenced in official reports, recorded nearly 7 inches. These totals represent record-breaking precipitation, with areas seeing over a foot of rain in just a few hours. Wow. 14 and a half inches. That's crazy. As a random internet commenter, I trust you, but also find it hard to believe, Roller Scratcher. Florida baseball card dude says Neo Cards and Comics did a nice daily national video series. Chris says one of my local card shops sold junk wax packs for $1 in a tub, and the tub was always full. Yeah, isn't it? Like, I was going to go back on when I returned on Saturday to the National. There were several booths that had dollar packs, junk wax, and it's like I can make a killing on this, but I have a ton of wax right now, and I can probably find. I mean, I can get enough packs. I mean, I still have a shoebox full of just randomness. I do need football and basketball. Like, all of my packs are baseball. So I do need to find some football. I get people asking for football. Rich says New Jersey had BJ's when I lived there. All right. So we're looking at East Coast. No BJ warehouse in your area. Rich says we have Sam's and Costco here in DFW. That's what we have up here. Although Madison, our Sam's Club closed. We only have Costco, but a second one opened. We have 2 Costcos. Tom says BJ's was the first bulk buy place in Maryland. All right, so there we go. BJ's on the East Coast. Rich says Neo is a very good YouTuber and does a lot of hot topics in an adult way. John says they say you don't really become a man until your father dies. You missed that boat, so owning your own transponder may be a step in that direction. Mark says we were probably together. I've introduced him to a few big collectors and sellers, as well as a few auction house people I saw him a few times. Very cool. Rich says, here's what I waste money when I go through bargain boxes. I pull Javi Baez cards in case you ever come to DFW. All right. Unicorn says, do you have a top 100 cards of the 1 million list? I've thought about putting something like that together. Probably all the cards that are in my showcase right now would make that list. And then I do have others. Some randomness, like the 89 Topps Ty Griffin makes my list. 84 Donruss Joe Carter rated rookie. My Earl Cunningham 90 score. So I have like randomness that I would put in my list, along with the Jimmy Ryan Ginter and the Joe Tinker Cracker Jack and the Three Fingers Brown. So, yeah. But I don't have an actual list. King Philip became a man when his father, Massasoit, died. First time Alice has had 10 inches since prom night. More Pokemon talk. Whoever Alice's prom date also had BJ's. Cody says we have 3 Costco's. Oh, there's probably one on the east side, right? I'm thinking Middleton, Verona, and I guess there's probably one in Sun Prairie, East Madison, Dallas, Fort Worth. Never heard of DFW. You're living under a rock. LRS, it's an airport code like ORD or FOH. All right, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. I'm taking today off on eBay Live to ship. I'll be back at it tomorrow night, most likely. And then Thursday, we're doing a 1976 Topps football set break, including the Walter Payton rookie. That's Thursday at 7 p.m. Central. Oh, scrolling at the bottom of your screen, next Madison Card Show, Saturday, August 30th, Labor Day weekend. Everything is sold out. All sports tables, all Pokemon tables, all premium tables out front. Everything sold out. I might be opening up another booth in the premium space. I just got to get confirmation from the venue to make sure that's okay. And I've already got those filled with people on the wait list. So if you didn't get a table, you're SOL. So we'll have the Pokemon room on one side, the sports room on the other, and tables, premium sponsor, not sponsor, but premium tables in the middle. Saturday, August 30th, Madison Card Show, admission $5. You will have to pay to park. That's a venue thing. It is $8. You don't have to park at the venue. You can walk across the street. You can take public transportation. You can do all that stuff. You don't have to pay the $8 parking. Dealers do not have to pay for parking as long as you get in before 8:30. If you can't get to the show by 8:30 for dealers, then you're SOL. You're not going to get reimbursed. You're going to pay the $8 parking fee. So dealers, make sure you're there by 8:30. Saturday, August 30th, still a couple weeks away. Unicorn says, are we allowed to sublease our table at future shows? As long as you pay for it, yes. Yes, you can. John says you should hire the cart pusher from Rosemont to sign autos. She was the star of the show, man. Cody says, are you getting new badges? I'm not sure. So the badges that we got from you guys were like the nicest badges, but I think I can probably save some money there. The only thing they're date specific, which is because I didn't use them all. I think I got 500 badges. I'll have to go through. I'll have to do inventory. I might just cheap out and put a piece of tape over it, or I'd like to get like thinner plastic because these are like heavy duty and I don't need that. So yeah, I might. We're getting kind of close. I don't know if I want to do date specific though, just so I can reuse. So I'll get pricing. I'll reach out and get pricing on what other plastic stock you have. All right. Is there anything else I need to? I'm glad you brought that up because now I got to think of what else I need. I think I've got signage. I can reuse the signage. Was there anything else that we had printed up? I don't think so. Your dealer should be laid out so the weight is equally distributed throughout the room like an airplane. All right, that's it for today. I need some coffee. Hit the like, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you tomorrow.